Hey everyone, welcome to AC Everything. Just want to make another quick video to discuss another thing that I've kind of railed Sonic a little bit, or it might seem like I did, because I'll be honest, I'm a little salty that Sonic is making so much money and Birds of Prey is not, or underperforming anyway. Um, but actually, I'm actually happy about it at the same time. Um, thing I want to discuss why it's so important that Sonic the Hedgehog is making so much money. If you don't know, it's made about 113 million at the worldwide box office already. Now that's out of the opening weekend. It's only Tuesday. It came out on Friday. So it had a 4-day opening weekend, which is nice. It made $113 million. Budget was only about 80, 85 mil, about the same as Birds of Prey in that same area, which is kind of surprising since it's so much CGI. But disregarding that, the big thing we need to keep now, I will say, please don't overstate it. Okay, this is not. It's not as good as Detective Pikachu. It's not quite as good as people are making it out to be. This is probably about a 8 out of 10 film, if I'm being honest with things. And I'm not saying that just because it's outperforming Birds of Prey. I'm saying that because it just is not that quite a good film. The reason, yeah, we weren't all just upset because of just the look of Sonic, okay? The trailer just wasn't that good either. But disregarding that, the big thing that's consequential, the big thing that's consequential about this film, what's coming out, and what needs to be taken from this, is that studios are now going to be able to have more faith in video game films. Because if you don't know, we've had a long road of really bad video game inspired films. Assassin's Creed was horrible. Warcraft was not good. Mortal Kombat films were not good. We've had a lot of video game inspired films that were just a huge letdown up until I know a lot of people try to be like, Ready Player One's a video game film. No, it's not. We're talking about a film that is inspired by video games. Up until Detective Pikachu, none of them were any good. And that's still the standard bearer in my opinion. That was just a really good film, especially for a video game inspired film. Now keep in mind that wasn't directly inspired just by a video game. Neither Sonic the Hedgehog. The story is completely off. But I think the thing that we need to keep in mind is that there are some liberties that need to be taken as well to make these films watchable for the general audience. And people need to keep that in mind as well. Now I will say, I think that there are some big things that could come from this film, and that's why I'm making this video, to keep in mind all the big things that can come from this film. Because it's doing so well, we could finally get a Legend of Zelda film. We could get we could get, who knows what we could get. Another Warcraft film would be nice, honestly, if they could do a little bit better with it. But a Witcher mainstream movie, I mean, Witcher's doing really well on Netflix. That's another thing to keep in mind. There are also studios now investing more in anime live action series. Netflix is doing a One Piece live action series. Not a big fan of that anime, so I can't say I'm going to be pressed to watch it. But it's cool that people are investing in anime and video game films now, and that's what's great about Sonic, because it's going to reinstore some of that faith. It's a good follow up from Detective Pikachu. I think Detective Pikachu was the first one to be like, look, we can make a successful video game film. And now Sonic is a good follow up, and who knows what we're going to get after. I'd like to see a Legend of Zelda film. I think that'd be awesome. Don't do a Super Mario film, though. I know that there's one being worked on, if I'm not mistaken, and it's probably going to suck. The first one's probably the worst movie ever made, period, or just about that bad. So let's not do that. But there's so many other films that we could, unless they did it animated. Don't do a live action one. Don't do a live action one. Like, it's cool that, like, the reason Detective Pikachu and Sonic have been good is because we didn't try to literally make it live action. We kept it in its element. And I'm proud that they're doing such a good job. Also, I'm very happy to see Jim Carrey able to get on screen and do his thing again, and people love it. Like, it's doing really well, and people love how Jim Carrey did in this film. And it's really classic Jim Carrey. It's really that Ace Ventura '90s stuff that he did. This is it again. Now, I like him more for his dramatic stuff in The Truman Show, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, that's actually my favorite film, period. So I like him more in his dramatic roles, but I also love him in his zany roles, like The Mask, which is one of my favorite probably my favorite comic book film, period. Besides maybe The Dark Knight or The Joker. Um, but let's just bask in the glory of this, because this is awesome. The fact that it's making so much money and doing well with fans means that studios are going to be more willing to invest in properties like this regarding video game series, and they'll be more willing to make movies for these video game series, and that's awesome. So I think we have a lot to be excited about in film right now, and I just want to make a quick video discussing that. Now, I'll be honest. Yes, I am a little salty that it's outperforming Birds of Prey so well so far, but it's not as big a jab when I think about what could come from this. I'm not a huge Sonic fan. I know I'm gonna go. I know I'm gonna be in this film at least a couple times just to digest it, but I just want people to keep in mind what can come from this film. That's what's so great about this film. What can come from this film? Not only can it get a sequel, but we could get a Legend of Zelda movie. Who knows? Who knows what video game series could be turned into films? I want to be kept within reason, but especially all these old Nintendo projects and stuff like that, it could be a lot of fun. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Like and subscribe, and have a good one.